2024 was a great year for anime. While some were highly anticipated and hit the mark, some fell short, possibly the most overhyped being Dandadan. Wait, what? No, my script's wrong. It just should be saying Solo Leveling. This is an anime that was supposed to break the internet, but Jinwoo Leveling is really just where isekai and shonen meet for like a power scaling slap fest, where nothing else matters but showing our daddy king Jinwoo being edgy. Solo Leveling fans were talking about this anime like One Piece fans talked about Gear 5 Luffy. It would literally make your nuts quake when you saw it. I can't see anyone saying this is anime of the year. It's not innovative in any way and lacks any depth besides its presentation. What else does Solo Leveling have to offer rather than its impressive production, really? I mean, its plot is basically just like some random self-insert isekai, but even then, if I'm saying that, it's kind of disrespectful to good isekai out there like Re:Zero or Overlord, right? And at this point, every seasonal anime has the exact same story as Solo Leveling. Some guy gets godlike powers that lets him one-shot every obstacle in his way. Now, there's a lot of better comparisons to make to Solo Leveling than bottom-of-the-barrel seasonal shows like My Instant Death Ability and In Another World with My Smartphone. But let's be real, if we strip all these shows down, they all have non-existent plots, with their only use being to show how cool the main character is. Now, I'm not saying all anime with OP main characters are bad. One Punch Man has really good writing, and makes you care about a plot even when a main character can one-shot everyone. Honestly, if Jinwoo was more likable of a character, I would forgive a lot of this, but really, the only thing I can remember about him is that he's strong, and that for some reason he has to edge every opportunity to save people so he looks the most badass. And the thing is, episode 1 Sung Jin-woo is like a normal guy trying to help his mom and sister. Then he became this like legendary aura farmer in a span of 5 episodes. He literally sacrificed himself to save the healer girl. I don't remember her name, you don't either. I really couldn't see him doing anything remotely like that past episode 2. Although this could be seen as sort of a mute point because that wimpy version of Jinwoo was only shown for about 2 episodes before he turns into that legendary aura farmer I talked about earlier. It's some kind of character assassination or like the weirdest character arc ever. I'll be truly honest, I don't want to throw this show completely under the bus. The fights are really good in the show. Like going into it, we even knew they were going to be good, but the fight choreography is just the best of the year. That's undeniable. The sheer stamina and the sequencing with the unique animation styles they present, it's amazing. That being said, I do want to throw it under the bus a little bit. There's really nothing else this show has to offer. The entire show feels like some gacha game where the fight scenes are gacha pulls and the actual story is some mindless grinding or cutscenes that you wish you could skip. Over here on the Anime Apologist YouTube channel, subscribe, we'd like to call this the Demon Slayer effect, a show known for its top-tier animation but suffers from poor writing and shallow characters. Speaking of characters, amazing segue, everyone knows it's impossible to remember a single character from this show besides Jinwoo and his shadow summons. I'm gonna be 100% honest, the biggest reason for this is the fact that nobody does anything besides Jinwoo. All the side characters just like goon for this dude. The best thing you can do as a side character in this show is literally die for him to turn you into a summon, or glaze him constantly in the background. Not to mention how everyone and their mom gasps for air when he walks into a room. This guy is actually the Duke Dennis of anime, maybe being beat by the guy from 100 Girlfriends. As the show continues, Jinwoo doesn't struggle with anything and becomes unbelievably nonchalant in any and all fights. And even going into the manhwa, this becomes even more apparent where Jinwoo is just too strong and there's no conflict in any battle, where it's just a cycle of glazing the main character over and over again. Now that's not to say there isn't any improvement from the manhwa to the anime. I would say the early introduction of Che to the story adds a bit of foreshadowing for her later importance. Introducing her earlier than the manhwa clears up some confusion that some readers had with deciding the main heroine. Was it just me, or did it seem like the healer girl was going to be the main like love interest for this show? Talk about the biggest bait ever. I guess we're still going with the old anime traditions where blonde girls always win. You know, except Your Lie in April. Now I've been bashing this power fantasy slop, but that's the thing. Power fantasy slop is some of the most entertaining anime out there. Compared to movies, it's like watching Godzilla vs. Kong, expecting some Oscar-worthy storytelling or cinematography. You really shouldn't expect that from this. You're there to see big-ass monsters fight each other. Solo Leveling is the same. It's Godzilla vs. King Kong of anime. Turn your brain off and watch our glorious king, Sung Jin-woo, solo these levels.